is Rohan Kulkarni, and I lead the healthcare and life sciences practice at HFS Research. Earlier this year, Cognizant, a $20 billion global leader in technology services, earned a couple of wins that were interesting enough that we thought we'd check in on them. So to help us learn more, I'm joined this morning by two Cognizant leaders, Sanjay Subramanian, who is the Senior Vice President and the leader of their payer business, as well as Shankar, who is both the Chief Commercial Officer for Americas, as well as the Global Head of Life Sciences. Welcome, gentlemen, and good to have you on the horn.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rohan.
But before I begin to quiz Sanjay and Srini, I want to highlight a capability that I believe Cognizant has that is likely going to be very important in the years to come by. From a research standpoint, we are seeing that there's vertical integration across the healthcare ecosystem, and that is accelerating, where health plans are acquiring health systems and PBMs, providers are buying home health and primary care practices, and health enterprises are creating new services businesses. All this while consolidation of providers has become a routine business. On the life sciences side, we are beginning to see a lot of spin-offs happening, new product companies being created, and even an entirely new segment called consumer health being created. All these markets indicate that the challenges are being reframed, which will require a set of capabilities that balance the needs of the legacy, the innovations, and the cross-industry opportunities. Cognizant's talent and capabilities across the healthcare ecosystem, retail, CPG, and much more gives them a unique edge to both address the needs of the now and yet help reimagine the future. So they're exciting times. So that said, let's get into the first win. A 7-year renewal for Cognizant with Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, the state's oldest and largest health plan. Sanjay, tell us more about what is it that you do for Horizon and what led to the Horizon renewal, please.
Thank you, Rohan, and it's great to be here with you. And Srini, thank you again for inviting us to today's discussion. I do want to kind of quickly talk a little bit about what you just mentioned in your opening comments, which is I'll just leave it by saying that threading the needle between the players, right, in the healthcare continuum, be it life sciences or providers or payers, is a critical imperative, right, in order for all of us to help improve the healthcare system in this country. So that's super important to us, and leaders like Srini and me are focused on figuring out what's the best way for us to combine forces in a way that allows us to achieve the same. Back to the question around Horizon, I would say that one of the most important factors that led to this win was our deep understanding of and connection to the client. Horizon Blue Cross is the state's oldest and largest health plan, and the plans include commercial groups, Medicare, Medicaid, vision, dental, and a couple of more areas. We've been privileged to call Horizon a client for over 14 years now, and Horizon had initially partnered with us in 2016 to address the technology enablement needs for the Medicaid plans. In April of this year, they decided to re-up their partnership with us through the end of the decade. The 7-year agreement, to your point, is really focused on claims processing, encounters, provider configurations, and enrollment services. I would also call out a couple of other key drivers which enabled the win here for us. I think the first one was around past performance. Horizon is a client that really looks at past performance and demonstrated capability as a big part of the currency for why they want to continue to work with their partners. And I'm happy to share that the past performance that we had displayed in this space gave us the credibility and the license to sign up for enhanced outcomes as part of this contract re-upping, specifically around availability of systems, compliance, claims management, and a couple of other areas on a go-forward basis. The third piece I would say was around the wide-ranging capabilities that Cognizant brings to the table, which also includes our industry-leading Facets TriZetto platform, which remains one of the most robust platforms for end-to-end health plan operations. So these were some of the things. And then I would say finally, we have over 3 decades worth of experience in working with government programs across multiple states, which gives us a deep understanding of Medicaid while continuing to augment operations with enhanced best practices. So this really was a collective, state of affairs that enabled us to extend this partnership with Horizon.
Excellent. So do you mind talking to us a little more about the key milestones you've achieved and some of the quick wins you've been able to deliver over the last few months here?
Yeah, happy to share that, Rohan. I think as this was primarily a renewal and expansion of our existing relationship, I would say that there were a couple of the key elements or milestones that really enabled this journey for us. I think the first one was as part of our continuous improvement process, we upgraded Horizon to a new version of Encounter Submission Platform, which is called EDM Next Gen. This brought in significant improvements and kept our client compliant with state expected encounter submission metrics around areas like completeness and accuracy. Secondly, I think during COVID, the Medicaid enrollment had jumped significantly for our client, and they ended up gaining 55% of the New Jersey state Medicaid population. In order to be able to support this big jump in membership, we needed to ensure that our platform was able to seamlessly help them, service the expanded base of membership without any hiccups. And happy to share that we were able to do that. So that was a very key milestone in our partnership with Horizon. We also kept them compliant throughout with CMS interop regulations as their enterprise product and implementation partner. This was again a very key element of our partnership over the past few years. And then lastly, I think in the last audit that was shared on behalf of the NJ Department of Human Services by IPRO, Horizon met its technology system commitment and compliance with the process standards as part of ISCA across a wide range of areas, and that was clearly enabled by the technology backbone and enablement services and capabilities that we brought to the table here.
Fabulous. Look, congratulations. Great job there. I mean, just the notion of trying to provide services when the capacity is increased by almost, or the demand is increased by over 50% is incredible. So well done. Let me ask
Thank
you
you.
one last question, Sanjay. Um, Great job with the past, right? So we're always looking forward. So what future investments and plans for Cognizant Healthcare can you share with our audience that you're beginning to cook up?
No, thank you, Rohan. And I would say that if you look at our landscape today, Cognizant supports over 400 plus healthcare organizations with more than 200 million lives supported on one or more of our software proprietary platforms. And the healthcare industry is obviously, as we all know, transforming in real time here and continuously leaning towards value based care in terms of the shift away from a fee for service model. And at Cognizant, we are focused on helping our clients navigate seamlessly through this transition. Easier said than done, I would say, but I think clearly being able to help in that space and also helping them plan for and optimize digital solutions for preparing for the continued importance around areas like SDOH, social determinants of health, and rising consumerism. So these are some of the trends that we see in the business, and we are looking to help our clients prepare for. In terms of what we are doing to help our clients get there, I think we've identified a couple of key, focus areas over the course of the next 24 months. We've already been focused on this coming out of the pandemic, I would say. But we, if anything, the past 12 months have proved to us that we need to further double down in these spaces. I would say the first one is around delivering digital health and virtual care. Helping clients leverage digital like telehealth, remote monitoring, and so on to manage the patient care journey to achieve the desired outcomes. That's a big part of what we're looking to do. The second one is around optimizing consumer and stakeholder experience. Some of this really goes back, to the triple aim objectives that you typically talk about, Rohan, and HFS talks about. I would say as part of that, helping clients integrate virtual and physical services and care across the payer provider, PBM, behavioral health providers, and life sciences spectrum, right? Being able to deliver a unified stakeholder experience is a big part of it. And then enabling government program expansions, as we all know, that continues to be a distinct area where the puck continues to move in terms of our clients wanting to continuously expand into government space, right, to capture the lifetime journey of their members. Helping clients to increase their chances of success in this space, therefore, is a huge priority for us, and our products and specialized services are geared towards helping them lower their operating costs, improving delivery and quality of care, and increasing top line revenue growth, last but not the least, right? And then there's a lot of talk across industries in the world today around Gen AI. So clearly that continues to be a clear area of focus for us. We are engaged in multiple conversations with our clients today to talk about what is the best way to harness the promise of Gen AI while also continuing to be mindful of some of the perils and some of the risks upfront, that are somewhat tied to the hip. And so that's something that we're having some really strong conversations around and starting to develop a point of view around the areas where we think Gen AI is going to have the most impact, for our payer client population. And then I would say, one area as clients continuously focus and pivot to, the member is around helping clients go ahead and modernize their ID solutions through digital engineering capabilities in a way that allows them to free up spend at the back end in order to go ahead and refocus that spend in terms of where they have the most impact, which is really around the members. And so that is something wherein we are very focused on helping them modernize their ID infrastructure and moving them to an ecosystem based operating model that ultimately prioritizes collaboration, agility, and resilience. I think those are some of the things that we believe are going to be top of mind for our clients, and therefore that's where we're focused, Rohan. Last but not the least, I would say that consumers today have more choice and control over where they spend their healthcare dollars, and satisfaction scores will continue to loom larger in quality ratings and reimbursements and compensation. And ultimately, organizations that offer effortless, personalized experiences with digital technologies will grow customer loyalty and satisfaction. So that's a given. Cognizant is prepared to support our clients through the digital transformation needed to achieve the unified experiences that the industry needs. I strongly believe we are in a purpose led business at the end of the day, and the purpose is ultimately to help deliver better experiences and healthcare for all the citizens in our country. I'm personally very excited, Rohan, by where the puck is moving, and I do really believe in the art of the possible here to help us achieve this outcome.
Absolutely. Yeah, indeed, indeed. Srini, let's pick on your win as well. The opportunity to partner with Boehringer Ingelheim to help implement an unprecedented four Viva vaults simultaneously is what I would say is really a big deal. So please tell us a little about this opportunity and what led to the win for Cognizant.
Sure. Thanks, Rohan. First of all, congratulations, Sanjay. That's a tough act to follow, I must say. So, look, I tell you, we're really excited about what we're doing with Boehringer Ingelheim, which is a large global biopharmaceutical company that's based out of Germany. They're actually a top 30 biopharma organization by revenue. So the work we're doing for them is branded as the One Medicine platform. And as the word itself alludes, it's basically bringing together multiple functions, primarily clinical. And when you say clinical, it's both clinical operations as well as clinical data, the regulatory function, and the quality function under one technology backbone and a connected technology backbone, which is the Viva Vault backbone. It's rarely do actually companies embark on such an ambitious initiative because what we've typically seen in organizations is it's kind of piecemeal. They do it in parts, but this is the first time that we're seeing a company is doing at scale simultaneously. So it's one of the largest multi-vault implementations of a connected Viva platform, right? And the reason why Boehringer Ingelheim has embarked on this One Medicine initiative is actually multifold. The first is the obvious one, which is you have this set of disparate systems, high total cost of ownership, very unwieldy. So you want to move towards a seamless connected ecosystem, and therefore you reduce the number of disparate unconnected ecosystems. So that's just the more obvious one. But I think the more powerful one from a business outcome standpoint is the fact that you're able to drive synergies between clinical development, which is really the process of engaging in clinical trials and bringing drugs to market, regulatory affairs and regulatory submission, which is how biopharmaceutical organizations seek approvals for drugs, prior to bringing them to market, and the quality function, which is all about managing the quality of the product and responding to quality audits. Bringing all of these into a connected platform ecosystem with a high level of interoperability and process efficiencies. And that's really where we are driving significant business outcomes, along with Boehringer Ingelheim. And that's really why this is really exciting. It's probably one of the first of its kinds simultaneous implementations across multiple vaults in a connected clinical development ecosystem. The work that we're doing for them, just to briefly characterize that, is we've been selected as the primary system integrator, which means that we're responsible for architecture and design, obviously the deployment, implementation, validation, testing, migration of data from legacy platforms into one connected ecosystem. So we'll be doing all of that over the next months and years.
Very good. So talk to me a little more about your experience, Cognizant's Viva expertise, and what are kind of the target outcomes for the One Medicine platform implementation?
Look, I think I spoke a little bit about that, but I think the ultimate outcome through this implementation is really accelerating therapies for patients and actually making sure that you're able to deliver on the pipeline that you have for drug development. So I think that's the ultimate objective, which is really driving that level of interoperability and process efficiencies to be able to bring drugs to market faster. So that's really the ultimate business objective. If you think about our expertise on the Viva platform, we're one of the largest system integrators on the Viva platform, both commercial as well as clinical, regulatory, quality. We've done multiple implementations of Viva Vault across these different functions. Viva, as you know, is one of the most dominant platforms in the industry today when it comes to both commercial as well as on the clinical side of the house. So we're one of the leading partners for Viva.
Excellent. Look, I'm excited about the win. I'm excited about the prospects, but I'm also more excited about the possibilities Cognizant has in the future. So talk to me a little more about what your future plans are specific to your life sciences business.
Sure. Look, our life sciences business, we go by a mission, which is our mission has been for many years, has been to advance science to improve the lives of patients. And that manifests itself in so many ways, right? So if you look at the value chain of life sciences, right from the research and development, which is really about bringing new therapies and novel therapies to patients quicker, to the commercialization and post-market support, we're actually transforming every element of the value chain, right? So if you think about R&D, which is the early part of the value chain, I already spoke about how we're transforming the clinical development landscape through building these interconnected platform ecosystems for higher interoperability. We also have our own platform. We have a platform called the Shared Investigator Platform. Sanjay talked about facets on the healthcare side. We have a platform called the Shared Investigator Platform, which is today the industry standard for sponsors, which are essentially our clients, pharmaceutical clients, to collaborate with investigators, which are physicians who are conducting clinical trials. It is the underlying and the most dominant platform today for sponsor-investigator collaboration. There are 250,000, that's 250 million investigators on the platform today interacting with sponsors on clinical trials. So I think we have a significant investment in the clinical development space. We also do a fair bit of work around, data operations and business process outsourcing on the clinical side. We do clinical data management. We do, safety case processing, which means you take a drug and you have an adverse reaction you're not meant to have, and you have to call a number and report that, or your physician has to report that. We're the people, for many of our clients at the back end, processing those safety cases. And there's a significant regulatory implication around safety cases. So that's on the early side, on the front end of the value chain, if you will. We're also made significant investments in manufacturing, specifically around Industry 4.0 and smart manufacturing. If you think about the manifestation of Industry 4.0 in life sciences, it is in smart manufacturing, specifically around biologics. So over the last few years, we acquired 2 assets. Both happen to be in Ireland, that have brought us significant capabilities in operations technologies at manufacturing site. So now we're seen by our clients as a very credible partner for both IT as well as OT. And that's really where the confluence of IT and OT is really where Industry 4.0 is having a great impact. This manifests itself in terms of us actually building the blueprint and designing the blueprints of next generation manufacturing sites, right, or smart manufacturing sites, and then actually even executing and implementing smart manufacturing for a lot of our clients. So that's on the manufacturing side, and then certainly last but not the least, on the commercial side, which is really where you're commercializing therapies and bringing that to patients, we support them in many different ways. Market access, value-based care, which is really the intersection of life sciences and what Sanjay talked about, which is moving away from a fee-for-service model and more of a outcome-based reimbursement model. So we're supporting clients there. We're doing a fair bit of work around omni-channel, especially as digital platforms become the primary mode of engagement between a medical representative and a physician. So we're supporting, the commercialization of therapies in so many different ways. So we're actually meaningfully transforming through technology almost every part of the value chain, from clinical development to manufacturing to commercialization of therapies.
Absolutely. Look, to me, which is one of the reasons I made the comments earlier about Cognizant's ability to connect sort of the healthcare ecosystem as well as some of the adjacent areas as well, just because your capabilities that cut across the entire value chain, be it in healthcare or be it in life sciences. So I appreciate that, Srini. Again, it was lovely talking to both you gents. It's been a while since we chatted, so I appreciate that. I wish you the very best on both these deals as well as the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Rohan, for doing this. I enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you.